Hello everyone, welcome to your third online history class. We will continue uh, chapter number 1, Sources of History. Our today's objective is students will be able to analyze the sources of history. The skill here is analysis and the knowledge is sources of history. Today we are going to mainly focus on what all questions we should answer whenever we have to analyze any new information. एनालिसिस का मतलब होता है टू टू डू डिटेल स्टडी। ओके, तो हम जो भी सोर्स है उसके बारे में डिटेल में स्टडी करेंगे। ओके, so there are total 4 questions which we are going to ask and which we are going to find out the answers. Okay, so before we start, these are the 3 questions that I asked you in our WhatsApp group yesterday, right? What do I know, what I want to know, and what have I learned so far? कल मैंने आपको ये 3 क्वेश्चन हमारे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में पूछा था and many of you have responded, right? I want to thanks to those who submitted the responses, and next time I want those who didn't respond to respond as well. बहुत लोगों ने respond किया है, so I want to thank them. Those who haven't responded, make sure that next time whenever I ask you some question, please respond me. Okay, so based on your responses, I have come up to the conclusion that what I know, so many of you said yeah, I know that there are 3 sources of history and they are material, written and oral. What I want to know, many of you said I want to know why are these sources important and why we need them. ये sources जरूरी क्यों है, why they are important, और उसके बारे में पढ़ना क्यों है, वो चीज़ों की उसके बारे में knowledge लेना या information लेना जरूरी क्यों है, why do we need them, what have I learned so far. So many of you said I have learned that there are 3 periods of history, namely ancient, medieval and modern period of history. I have also learned some examples of each of these sources. तो आप लोग ने बोला कि हमें so far from the online teaching we have learned that there are 3 sources: ancient, medieval and modern, and we have also learned some of the examples of written, oral and material sources of history. So this is your result from the questions that I asked you yesterday in our WhatsApp group. Alright, so today we are going to mainly focus on analysis part. Okay, we are going to see we're going to find out detailed information about any sources that will help us to understand why these sources are important. Okay, so we'll move forward. There's a quick recap what we know so far. So medieval period is a period from 8th century to 16th century. It is a period between ancient and modern period of history. Sources of history are something that inform us about history and give us important historical information. राइट, सोशल सोर्सेस ऑफ हिस्ट्री का मतलब होता है, सोर्सेस का मतलब होता है ऐसी कोई भी, इट कुड बी समथिंग और समवन व्हिच गिव अस इंफॉर्मेशन, राइट? सो सोर्सेस ऑफ हिस्ट्री मतलब हिस्ट्री के बारे में, हमारे पास्ट के बारे में कोई भी चीज या फिर कोई भी पर्सन से इंफॉर्मेशन मिलती है, सो दैट ऑब्जेक्ट और दैट पर्सन is a source of history, right? Now, historians have divided these sources into 3. There are 3 sources. One is written, second is material, and third is oral. Some of the sources of history are, there are some examples also: monuments, buildings, sculptures, inscriptions, coins, and gatha. Right? So all of these they are sources of history. We'll move forward now. Okay, so these are the four questions we are going to answer in order to analyze any source. Okay, so what are your steps to build skill? What do I know about the source? सोर्स के बारे में मेरे पास क्या इंफॉर्मेशन है? Suppose uh, if I see a picture of an elephant, right? So what do I know about that object? What do I know about that source? मतलब वो पिक्चर से मुझे क्या दिख रहा है, right? So that is one question that we are going to ask. Whatever you can see in that picture, you can write upon that. So what do I know about the source? Where did I find the source? ये source मैंने कहाँ से ढूंढा है? Where did I find it? Okay. If you have read it in your textbook, you can write, I found the source from my textbook. If you have read it in your, from internet, you can write it down, I found the source from internet. And if your friend, right, if your friend has told you about the source, so you can write down that I came to know about the source from my friend. So there are many ways you can find the source. When was it created? You have to write down the time. मतलब ये source कब create हुआ था? In which year? In which period? In which era? Why was it created? ये source create क्यों हुआ था? Right? This is a very important question. Everything in the past is created with some purpose. So there was a purpose, reason जिसकी वजह से हर एक चीज बनती है, create होती है. If say for example, if शिवाजी महाराज ने ओथ लिया था, राइट, फॉर कंप्लीट स्वराज, यानी कंप्लीट फ्रीडम के लिए, सो वो ओथ कौन से प्लेस पे लिया था उसका अगर पिक्चर है, so someone has taken that picture, right? So why, what was the purpose behind taking that picture? Why was it created, right? So you have to find out the reason also. Okay, what was the reason behind creating that source? We'll move forward now. Alright, so this is a picture that I have taken from your textbook. Textbook की एक picture है, and this part specifically talk about inscriptions on coin. Okay, on the left hand side you can see there are two coins. One is from Peshwa period and another one is from Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali was a ruler. Okay, the coins made by different rulers using metals like gold, silver, copper are important sources of history. From these coins, we learned about the rulers, their period, governance, religious ideas, personal details, etc. तो ये कॉइन से हमने क्या क्या चीजें सीखी है? ये कॉइन से हमने सीखा है वो किंग के, वो रूलर के बारे में, उसके पर्सनल डिटेल्स, उसके पर्सनल डिटेल्स we also learned about their period means in which year Peshwa used to rule, in which year Hyder Ali used to rule. So their period, governance means how they used to govern their kingdom, and there are some religious ideas. Religious ideas means पेशवा के टाइम पे who used to rule, हैदर अली के टाइम पे what were their religious ideas. Religious ideas means के वो कौन से religion को follow करते थे, कौन से religion में believe करते थे. All those things we came to know from coins. Similarly, we also learn about the financial transaction and economic condition prevailing at that time. हमको उससे फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शन के बारे में भी पता चला that people used to use gold coins, right? Metal, gold metal के coins they used to use for buying and selling commodities, right? So we came to know from coins. We also see how far metallurgy had advanced in that period. मेटलर्जी इसका मतलब होता है साइंटिफिक स्टडी ऑफ मेटल्स, मेटल्स के बारे में एकदम साइंटिफिकली स्टडी करना, या मेटल्स के बारे में स्टडी करना, उसे कहते हैं मेटलर्जी. From the images of Ram Sita on the coins of एम्परर अकबर के टाइम पर जो कॉइन्स बने थे उनमें एक कॉइन था जिसपे राम और सीता का इमेज बना हुआ था, यानी जो गॉड है हिंदुओं के, राम एंड सीता, उनका इमेज इनक्रिप्ट हुआ था एम्परर अकबर के टाइम पे. और शिव पार्वती ऑन द कॉइन्स ऑफ हैदर अली का जो नीचे कॉइन दिया है, विल सी इन दैट इमेज, वो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में देयर आर टू you know something like hands, you can see hand, you can see faces, so they are Shiv and Parvati. We see religious coordination of those days. ये दो कॉइन्स है, कॉइन्स फ्रॉम एम्परर अकबर एंड कॉइन्स फ्रॉम हैदर अली. इससे क्या डिनोट होता है, इससे क्या पता चलता है, इससे ये पता चलता है दैट देयर वेर रिलीजियस कोऑर्डिनेशंस इन दोस डेज. रिलीजियस कोऑर्डिनेशन मतलब people following different religions used to live together and every person was treated equally, यानी हर एक को इक्वली ट्रीट किया जाता था irrespective of his religion or caste. ठीक है. The Peshwas used Arabic or Persian language on their coin. पेशवास ने पर्शियन लैंग्वेज यूज किया था अपने कॉइन्स पे. This throws light on the use of language in that period. वो टाइम पे कौन सा ज्यादा लैंग्वेज पॉपुलर था, तो पेशवा पीरियड के टाइम पे पर्शियन लैंग्वेज वाज मोर पॉपुलर, दैट्स व्हाई दे यूज पर्शियन लैंग्वेज ऑन देयर कॉइन्स. ऑलराइट, so uh, from these uh, image we got to know that coins were made up of three metals: gold, silver and copper. And we also know that the coins, they are important source of history because we uh, got to know about rulers, their religious beliefs, their governance, and their period. We also got to know about how far, means how advanced the scientific study of metals were used to be. People used to encrypt those metals, right, to write something. And we also got to know that there were religious coordinations. अब हम आज क्या करेंगे, we are going to analyze this coin. Analyze मतलब we are going to examine this coin in detail. हम ये coin के बारे में डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे, डिटेल में स्टडी करेंगे. Okay, so this coin, we read, is a coin which has image of Ram and Sita. So this coin is from Emperor Akbar era. You can see the portrait of Emperor Akbar on the right hand side, right? ये image दिया है वो Emperor Akbar है. Alright. So before we answer these 4 questions, I have done a little research from internet. मुझे इंटरनेट से भी थोड़ा इंफॉर्मेशन निकालना पड़ा बिकॉज हमारे टेक्स्ट बुक में देयर वाज ओनली वन लाइन गिवन, राइट, कि एम्परर अकबर के टाइम पे इमेज ऑफ राम एंड सीता वाज एनक्रिप्टेड ऑन हिज कॉइन्स and this shows religious belief. But all the 4 questions I cannot directly answer from my textbook, so I have to do a little research from internet. Okay, so I found this article from India Today, and Vishal Sharma, vice chairman of Hindustani Birdari, so in his interview Vishal Sharma ने कुछ तो बोला था. Okay, we'll find out what that. So a beautiful silver coin more than 4 centuries old is engraved with the forms of Lord Ram carrying his bow and arrows and Sita. It reads Ram Siya. If you will see below the picture of the image is given, okay, of the coin. तो वो इमेज में राइट साइड का जो इमेज है उसमें you can see that there is a man holding a bow and arrows, right, and just Behind that man is a woman. So this is an image of Ram and Sita. And on the top of it, it reads Ram Siya. मतलब ये जो coin है उसके ऊपर लिखा है Ram Siya. The inscription on the other side is a clue about its history. Mardat Ilahi 50, meaning the 50th year of the reign of Akbar. यानी अकबर को अपने किंगडम को अकबर के किंगडम को 50 इयर्स हो गए थे वो टाइम पे. ठीक है. सो जो सेकंड इमेज दिया है उसमें उर्दू में लिखा है मरदात इलाही 50 which means 50th year of Akbar reign of Akbar. Okay. Great Mughal ruler issued coins honoring the Hindu deities in 1604 and 1605, even though idolatry is prohibited in Islam. So इस्लाम में जो स्टैच्यूज होते हैं उस उसको मानना इज प्रोहिबिटेड मतलब मना है. मीन्स वी डोंट डू रिचुअल्स विथ आइडल्स, राइट. स्टैच्यूज को हम नहीं मानते हैं एज आर गॉड. सो वो नहीं होने के बाद भी अकबर ने अपने कॉइन्स वेर मेड ऑफ हिंदू गॉड राम एंड सीता. सो ये क्यों बनाया था? इन ऑर्डर टू ऑनर द हिंदू deities. Okay. And when was this coin created? It was created in 1604 and 1605. मतलब 1604 में ये कॉइन बनाया था. He did so as part of his new religious thoughts, in which he formed an amalgam of all religions. Amalgam मतलब mixture. तो उसने ये क्यों किया था? क्योंकि उसे एक नया thought था. It was his new idea that people from different religion can live in this kingdom equally. We are going to treat every people from different religion. Doesn't matter in what religion beliefs they have. We are going to treat them equally, right? The name Allahabad. If you see Amardat Ilahi 50, तो इलाही से इलाहाबाद नाम आया एक शहर का. बाद में ब्रिटिशर ने उसका नाम क्या रख दिया? अलाहाबाद, right? So also came from this school of thought where Ilahi or God was one and the same, no matter in what form he was worshipped. ठीक है. The coins depicting Ram and Sita were issued in both silver and gold. Minting ended right after Akbar's death in 1605. So 1605 में अकबर का डेथ हो गया था, तभी ये कॉइन्स का जो मिंटिंग है मतलब ये कॉइन्स को बनाना बंद हो गया. So if you will see, there were only 3 coins made, one gold में and 2 silver में. Sources in the Archaeological Survey of India say such coins weren't issued in large numbers, and minting of these coins were probably influenced by the presence of Raja Todamal as royal treasurer. So Raja Todamal was in his kingdom and he was a Hindu. So the inscription of these coins were greatly influenced. मतलब अकबर एम्परर अकबर को ये कॉइन्स बनाने का आइडिया या तो राजा तोडामल ने भी दिया होगा. ओके. सो इट वाज इन्फ्लुएंस मतलब ये कॉइन्स बनाने का आइडिया जो हो सकता है वो राजा तोडामल से भी आया होगा. बिकॉज हिज किंगडम डजंट हैव ओनली मुस्लिम्स, देयर वर हिंदूज and there were people of different caste, different religion. So from that thought he got that idea of having Hindu deities encrypted on his coins. So what Vishal Sharma told India Today, he said that no matter how he may have ruled, yani he का मतलब Emperor Akbar, he may have ruled in his early years, the Ramsiya coins are the symbols of inclusive empire. Inclusive empire का मतलब होता है सब लोगों को साथ में रखना, किसी को भी छोड़ना नहीं अपने किंगडम में. इंक्लूसिव मतलब ऑल. ओके. all people. That Akbar envisioned during his final years, where Hindus and Muslims could live together in peace and harmony. The coins tell the story of an empire that stretched for a duration of 50 years and saw the birth of a new religion. इससे क्या पता चलता है कि कॉइन से कि कोई एक किंगडम था एम्परर अकबर का था, वो किंगडम को कितने साल हो गए थे, 50 years, right? It shows that empire that stretch for a duration of 50 years. So research from this research I got to know when the coin was created, I got to know why was the coin created, and I got to know about some personal details of the coin, right? So now we can write down the answers of all the four questions, right class? So what do I know about the source? ये तो मुझे टेक्स्ट बुक से भी पता चल गया था that the source is a silver coin from Emperor Akbar period. Emperor Akbar के period से ये source है, ये coin है. Okay, by the way, coin is which type of source? Is it material, written or oral? Written, right? Yes. So coin is a written source. ये source कहाँ से, what do I know about it? So you can write that coin is a written source of history. It is a silver coin from Emperor Akbar period, and the image of Ram and Sita is shown in the on the coin of Emperor Akbar. Emperor Akbar पे हमको वो image में क्या दिख रहा है कि वो coin पे क्या दिख रहा है, there is an image of Ram and Sita. Where did I find the source? I found the source in my textbook and from research on internet. मुझे दो जगह से ये सोर्स मिला है, एक टेक्स्टबुक से और एक रिसर्च करके इंटरनेट पे. When was it created? From research I got to know that it was created during Emperor Akbar era in 1604. Why was it created? अब ये create क्यों हुआ था, right? So from the research I got to know that it was created as a symbol of inclusive empire, जो भी हमने पढ़ा, which means equal treatment to people of all religion. पूरे रिलीजन, जितने भी रिलीजन थे उसके किंगडम में, हर रिलीजन के बिलीफ्स को, वो लोगों को इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट मिलेगा. ओके, ऐसा नहीं कि मुस्लिम है तो मुस्लिम्स को अच्छे से ट्रीटमेंट मिलेगा, बैड ट्रीटमेंट मिलेगा, और अदर रिलीजन के लोगों को अनफेयर ट्रीटमेंट. नो, there will be no biases and fair treatment for everyone. Okay, to symbolize that, वो दिखाने के लिए he encrypted Hindu deities on his coins. Alright, so I hope that now you have understood how to analyze any source. A source could be material, written or oral. We just need to ask these four questions. कोई भी सोर्स हो, रिटर्न हो, मटेरियल हो, ओरल हो, हमको ये चार क्वेश्चंस का आंसर ढूंढना है. ओके, यू कैन सी योर टेक्स्ट बुक फर्स्ट. If you cannot find out answers of all these questions, all these four questions from your textbook, then you can go for your you can research on internet, or you can ask your friends, or you can talk to your teacher. आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो in order to find out these four questions के answers. Alright, this is your homework. What you're going to do, look at these pictures and analyze the source. These are the two pictures of Virgala on the left hand side. This picture I have taken from your textbook. आपको इसमें कुछ स्टोन दिख रहा है, स्टोन पे पिक्चर्स बने हुए, राइट? देयर आर थ्री स्टोन्स. एक स्टोन पे एक गौतम बुद्ध का पिक्चर है, दूसरे स्टोन पे देयर इज अ पिक्चर ऑफ लेडी एंड अ मैन, एंड देयर इज अ पिक्चर ऑफ, और लास्ट जो फर्स्ट वाला फोटो है, स्टोन है, उस पे देयर इज अ पिक्चर ऑफ अ फैमिली. आई अज्यूम कि चार लोग का फोटो दिया है, राइट? सो दिस इज वीरगला. वीरगला का मतलब होता है that you have to find. I can tell you that something which is encrypted on stone. Okay. Now, what is that something you have to find out? You can read your textbook and you can research on internet. Okay. On the right hand side also, if you can see, stone पे छोटे छोटे से इमेजेस बने ऑफ पीपल, राइट? लोगों के छोटे छोटे से इमेजेस बने हुए हैं, राइट? सो फाइंड आउट what are these pictures, what are these source. These are the four questions. Pause your video here, write down these four questions. You're going to ask these four questions, okay? What do I know about the source? ये जो बीर गला है, what do I know about it? Right? Stones है, stones are sculptures. So what is this? It could be which type of source? You have to find out that, okay? Is it material, written or oral source? And what do I know about it? तो वो फोटो से देख लो एंड यू कैन रीड इट फ्रॉम योर टेक्स्ट बुक और रिसर्च. डिड आई फाइंड द सोर्स? अब जहां से भी आपको वो सोर्स मिलेगा यू हैव टू राइट डाउन दैट आई फाउंड दिस सोर्स फ्रॉम माय टेक्स्ट बुक. और अगर आपने रिसर्च किया है तो आई फाउंड दिस सोर्स फ्रॉम रिसर्च ऑन इंटरनेट. व्हेन वाज इट क्रिएटेड? ये कब क्रिएट हुआ था, राइट? मतलब ये कब बना था? दिस virgulas were created in which time period? During which time period? Why was it created? ये क्यों बनाया गया? ये virgula, why was it created? Why? What was the reason behind creating this big stones पे images of people, right? What was the reason behind creating it? You have to write down all the answers in one or two sentences. एक या दो sentences से ज़्यादा नहीं use करना. Why? Because we don't need to write down in brief. We just need to write down important points. जैसे मैंने आपको coins के answers बताए हैं. In similar way, you have to write down these answers. Okay? So make sure कि मैंने अभी जितने भी आपको slides बताए हैं, हर एक slides का notes लिख लो in your notebook. Write down these four questions. The source here is Virgala. Find out the answers of these four questions and submit your homework to me by 1:30 p.m. today. I want all of you to submit your homework, okay? Make sure that you send your homework before 1:30. I have seen many of you are sending me homework late in the evening or 9, 10, 11 p.m. also. So make sure that you are doing your homework before 1:30, okay? आप मॉर्निंग में उठ रहे हो, take your breakfast. After taking your breakfast, watch the videos, both the videos, Shwini Didis and I. After watching the videos, complete your homework and then you can rest. Okay? Thank you so much, class. I hope that you understood how to analyze any source. What are the four questions that you're going to answer before analyzing any source? So that's it from today's class. I hope that you all liked today's class. Thank you so much.